guys, it's Rosa here. I hope you're all having a lovely day. I'm here today to share with you some of the stuff I've been making. So I made a sort of fabric haul sewing plans video. Was it about 6 weeks ago? It was a while ago. And I got a little bit distracted. I went off on a tangent a bit because I was sewing for my holiday in Venice and I kind of didn't really need to make sundresses, but I got really overexcited. I ended up making some summer dresses, which I do absolutely love. I will put in here or here, I will put in a little bit of video of some of the summer dresses which I made. And yeah, I had a lot of fun making them. But I did show you some other fabrics and I have made up some lovely things. I've been on my summer holidays. As lots of you guys know, I'm a teacher, so I'm on holiday at the moment. And I seem to get a lot of my yearly sewing done during the 6-week break, because it's like I have the time and the space and, you know, I have the house to myself sometimes, which is really nice for getting sewing done. So I will start off. I've got 4 finished pieces to show you. I've got a pair of trousers, which I'm wearing now. I've got a jumpsuit. I've got a dress. Oh, I've got another pair of trousers, 2 pairs of trousers, a jumpsuit and a dress. So these are kind of hopefully things that will help me not just in the summer now where it's kind of warm, but also moving on into the autumn as well. So let's get started. I'm wearing a hacked Agnes top. Now I hacked this to have a slash neck. This is my favourite pattern. Well, you guys know I love the Agnes top, but I especially love it with a slash neck. So I've filmed a tutorial if you guys would like to know how to make a slash neck Agnes top, because it's a really nice one. But these are the Marigold trousers which I made. So this is another Tilly in the Buttons pattern. As you know, I love her patterns. These are the Marigold trousers, and I've hacked it to have, it's quite hard to see because it's black, but a paper bag waist. So to do this, it was really super easy. What I did was I took the waistband piece. Now the waistband piece is just a long rectangle, and I increased the width of it by 6 centimeters. And then when I folded it in half, so when you're making a waistband, you kind of cut it out long and then you fold it in, well, you make it into a circle and then you fold it in half and then you put your elastic in. But obviously I had to just make a casing, so I sewed it to the trousers here, as you would normally, and I had this like massive flappy waistband with a small, narrow bit of elastic. So I sewed a line of stitching just all the way around the middle of the waistband, and then left this top bit empty. So I could have put elastic in there and had 2 rows of elastic, but I want it to be flappy like a paper bag waist. So I left that top one flappy and yeah, had the elastic just running around there, and I think it worked pretty well. And I'll stand up so you can see. That's the only change that I made, apart from I did lengthen them by about an inch, not much at all, but because I was a bit paranoid, because I do quite often find Tilly's patterns got a little bit short on me, which is just a personal preference thing. I like my trousers to be full length. There you go. Ta-da! I'm not quite sure how to show you my trousers, sorry, it's a bit weird. But they're really nice and tapered towards the ankle, as you know, as you've probably seen, which is quite nice for an elasticated waist, because quite often when you make like a trouser with an elasticated waist, it will have like a wide leg, and it's quite nice to have like a really slim narrow one. This is a really good pattern to get for a beginner. I would highly recommend these trousers. They are really just the same as making pajamas, and particularly if you don't do this little paper bag waist, I mean, they're just super straightforward. So they've got little pockets in here. I made, there you go, just to prove it, I made the size 3, which is roughly a UK size 10. Tilly has her own sizing chart, and it goes from 1, which is roughly a 6, and then I'm actually not sure what it goes up to, but I know that it starts at a 1, which is a 6, and it goes 6, 8, 10. So I made the 3, and it fits really well. I haven't made any fit adjustments at all. Again, these are quite easy fit trousers. And I use this fabric, which is like a slightly crinkly, crepey fabric from, actually I think it's like a viscose, I'm not even sure what it was. When I bought it in Fabricland, a lot of the tags say content unknown, so I was like, okay, we'll just have a go, and it's worked really, really well. And the fabric was, I think, £4 from Fabricland. It's one of those ones they don't always have in though, so I'm not sure if they'd have it in now, but I will check the website, and if they do, I'll leave it down below. But I mean, any lightweight fabric I think would work really well for these trousers. I really wouldn't recommend using like anything even medium weight, because I just think it would look really bulky around the waist. It wouldn't hang nicely. You'd probably get like it pulling in the middle between your legs, which would be kind of irritating. So yeah, I would bet any lightweight fabric like a viscose would be ideal for these. So that is make number 1. I will just go and get changed and show you the next thing. Okay guys, another pair of trousers. Now this pair, actually you haven't seen this fabric. Now I'll tell you why. some of you might remember from a little while ago, I was talking about how much I loved gingham trousers. Now I love Olivia, from I think her blog's called Olivia Does or Olivia Did, but she's the gingham queen. Like, she has so much gorgeous gingham stuff, and she's not a sewer, she's like a fashion blogger and just like lifestyle stuff, but she had a really lovely pair of gingham trousers and I really wanted to make some. I got this red stretch gingham online, which you may remember. Now, I started making up the trousers and they were a total fail. Like, that fabric was just way too thin. You could see everything through it, and it was just a printed gingham. It wasn't a woven gingham, and I think that's why I've learnt my lesson from now on. I do not want printed ginghams because it just ended up looking quite cheap. And yeah, like I said, very transparent. So I know in future I definitely won't be buying fabrics for trousers online. I feel like for like jerseys like this, yeah, I got this online, like, you know, I think that's kind of fine. But for trousers, it's so important that you get like a heavy enough weight fabric, particularly if you're making like a fitted trouser, so you don't just like show everybody all your stuff. So I'm going to definitely be sure to buy that in person, but I still wanted gingham trousers. So I was actually in Fabricland shopping for something else, and I found this gingham, which is perfect. It is a stretch gingham. It's a polyester stretch gingham, so it's like a suiting weight, I suppose they'd describe it as. And it's really nice. I really love it. They had it in different colours. There was black, yellow and red. I went for black because it was quite classic. It's quite a small gingham, as you can see there. I'll stand up to show you. These are the Cynthia Rowley for Simplicity trousers. Now, I didn't have as much success with fitting these as I did with the Marigolds because they're just harder to fit because they're meant to be a close fit. And when I looked at the pattern envelope, I feel like these are still much looser. Now, the pattern didn't call for a stretch fabric, but to be honest with you, I wouldn't want a trouser that tight that didn't have any stretch, and I think that would be kind of weird. But so it came out fine in the waist, fine in the hips, but I've reduced the thigh, and well, the whole leg by, I think, 2 inches on each leg. So I took it in on the center seam here, and I took out an inch on the front, inch on the back, so that's sort of 2 inches across each thigh, and I still think there's quite a lot of fabric there. I mean, I do really like them, and I have worn them quite a bit actually. They're quite nice tucked in, but I'm not in love with this pattern. I don't think I would use it again. And the second reason for that is, can you see how high up these go? Like, this is crazy. Like, if I kind of always shimmy them down a little bit because, yeah, I'll come a bit closer, but can you see how high up these trousers ride? Like, it's just a bit crazy. Like, I love a high waist, but this is a bit crazy. Like, the waistband was really interesting. It curves upwards, whereas normally, of course, waistbands would curve down. So that was an interesting thing for me to just try out and learn about. I love the pockets and I love the fit in the waist and the hips, but I'm really tempted, and I might do this afternoon if I have time, to take the waistband, unpick all the hand stitching on the inside of the waistband, and just cut it in half, because I've been rolling it down like this, and I was like, well, doesn't that look better? Like, just having a waistband half the width, and then it doesn't ride so like crazily high. I don't know, let me know what you guys think. Does that look like better? I feel like it looks a bit more chic and a bit less crazy. I wouldn't recommend this pattern necessarily. I don't love it. I don't love the fit, which is a shame because I like the Cynthia Rowley patterns, but never mind. And the length came out quite good. Did a little turn up on the bottom. Woo! I'm not used to showing you guys trousers. I'm like, I can't show you my ankles on this camera angle. There you go. Woo. But I would recommend this fabric. This is an awesome fabric for sewing trousers. So that is make number 2. I will be back in a second with make number 3. Okay, I'm back and I'm looking super duper yellow. This fabric, if you recall, was given to me by my mum. Like, it was so exciting. I was at work and this little parcel arrived and it was all full of vintage fabrics. I was very excited. The ones that she'd found when she was out in car boot sales. And actually, if you would like some of this, she has some on eBay at the moment. I'm not sure if she's sold out or not. So again, if she hasn't, I'll leave it down below if you fancy a bit of this jazzy yellow. But I'm kind of in love with it. I've made a Burda pattern. I can't remember the number, so I'll insert a picture here of the pattern which I used. It's quite an old one, I think. I'm not sure if it's still in print. But I hacked it to have these little tie straps. That's really easy to do if you've not done it before. It's like you just I make one really, really long strap and then cut it in half and obviously finish one end on each. And then just attach one to each side, and then you can, it makes it actually easier in a way because you haven't got to fit your strap. You just have to attach 2 long straps together, and then you can just tie it up to the length that you'd like. I made it came up a little bit loose, not in the bust it's fine, but a little bit loose in the waist, but I kind of like that because I've worn this during the really hot weather, and it's been really lovely when it was super duper hot, because of course you don't want it to be super super duper tight in the waist when it's a really warm day. I've made it a midi length, as you can see here, because that's one of my favourite lengths for sundresses, and I just, whenever I wear this, I feel so happy. There's something about the colour yellow. It's just one of my absolute favourites. Yeah, I love it. I think it's a really, really nice, simple, fabulous summer dress. And you know what's great about this fabric? I haven't actually ironed this, and it doesn't look like it's going to need that. It's fresh out of the wash. I just got it off the drying rack this morning. I don't think it's even going to need ironing, really. Maybe I always do the hem because I think that really shows, but it doesn't really seem to wrinkle. So there's definitely some polyester in this fabric, or it's just really, I'm very fortunate because it's quite a firm cotton, if it is cotton. But I'm convinced there must be some amount of poly in this because it just doesn't, yeah, it doesn't wrinkle at all. How ideal. So that's my summer dress. I wore it to the new craft house party as well, which was so much fun. So thank you so much to the new craft house. I had such an awesome night and meeting so many people. So hi, if I met you then, it was really lovely. And seeing some people I'd met before, you know, it's just so lovely. So hello everybody, and thank you to the new craft house. It was awesome. And I wore this pretty dress and I felt very nice. It's kind of nice for party-ish because it's so bright and sunny, and actually it looks quite cool with these earrings which I made. Although I actually wore my trusty gold hoops, but yeah. Anyway, I've got one last thing to show you. It is my Burda jumpsuit, so I'm going to grab that now and I'll be back. I'm back with my last make, and that is my Burda style magazine make. Now, I haven't made anything from a Burda magazine in quite some time, but if you remember from my last one, again, it feels like such a long time ago, but I picked up a copy of Burda Easy when I was in Copenhagen on holiday, and yes, this is what I made. It's kind of got that nod to the off-the-shoulder trend, so I don't like completely off-the-shoulder things because I kind of like to just wear a bra with a strap. It kind of annoys me not having a bra with a strap. Those strapless ones always fall down. So it's got this really cool chunky strap which has elastic in it. There's a lot of elastic in this. It's got elasticated straps which kind of look a bit frilly, and of course it's got this really wide elastic which goes all the way around your shoulders as well, which I think is kind of pretty. And I just really like the top detail here. I think it creates a really nice neckline. I think it's pretty. I think it's quite yeah, I think it's quite current. I think it kind of makes sense with lots of the trends that we're seeing this summer. I made it in a size 10. I didn't make any size adjustments, so I was very lucky. And there was no tracing, that's what I would say. So if you could ever get your hands on the Burda Easy magazine, no tracing at all, so it's just ideal. And then it had a skirt option or a trouser option. I went for the trousers. So it has elasticated at the waist as well. It's a lot of elastic. And I also chose to make the sleeves a little bit wrinkled. I think I need to give it a quick press. I would say this fabric's actually really great for that. It doesn't really seem to wrinkle that much. It was given to me by Josie from Fabric Godmother. Or Josie, the Fabric Godmother. So thank you very much, Josie. I love it. And I'm going to stand up so you can see. It's got some little cropped trousers. I'm getting right into trousers, as you can see. Yeah, and that's the bottom. So they're not a full length trouser. They're kind of, yeah, a little bit short. If I stand back a bit, can you see? Yep, you can. See, I really like this design in a stripe. I think it's quite a subtle stripe. I don't think it's too obvious. But you can see it, you know, it's definitely there. It's definitely unlike anything that I've made before, which I really like about it. I think it's kind of nice to push yourself a little bit, try something completely different, completely out of your comfort zone. And actually, I've worn this quite a bit and I feel really comfy in it, really casual, but I still feel like a little bit dressy because it's got this kind of like interesting top detail-y thing. So yeah, I really like this one. I wore it out for a little picnic on Hampstead Heath, most memorably, and it was so nice. Where, you know, when you have like a really nice memory attached to something that you wore. It's like, yeah, it's kind of like that, and I really like it for that. But yes, that's everything for today, guys. Please let me know down below if you've got any questions about any of these patterns or fabrics. I probably forgot to say something, know me, so yeah, just ask down below. And let me know down below what you've been sewing as well, because I kind of hope, maybe not so much this and the yellow dress, but the 2 pairs of trousers, they're definitely things which I'm going to be wearing like well into the autumn. So let me know what you're going to be making now. We're approaching the end of August, we're moving into the autumn. Yeah, let's have a chat down below. Let's talk sewing, because I always love our little sewing chat. Yeah, that's everything for today, guys. Please do give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and do click subscribe for new sewing vlogs every week or so. I do try my best, sometimes every 2 weeks. But yes, have a lovely week, whatever you're doing, and I will see you again very soon. Bye.